The Nintendo Switch has done it. It has become the fastest home console to hit 100 million sold. That's insane. It beat the Nintendo Wii, which honestly surprises me, but also doesn't for a variety of reasons. My name's Fanta. You're watching Fantavision. If you guys like the video, please do like it and subscribe for more content. So, the Nintendo Switch did it. It outsold the Nintendo Wii, which is surprising due to the fact that the Nintendo Wii was bought by most people that weren't even gamers. I don't know if you remember this, but the Nintendo Wii was this strange phenomenon where old people were buying it, companies were buying it for these elderly retirement communities. They seemed to be the default console that every single business and place owned. I mean, doctors' offices had these things, dentist offices. It was everywhere. And I feel like the number one reason that most of these places had it, and 99% of the time they only had one game, was because of Wii Sports. Wii Sports was this crazy game that brought everyone together, people that didn't like video games, people that had never played video games, and people that even enjoyed video games like myself loved Wii Sports. It was just this crazy, fun time that you can play with everybody. You can do bowling, which is just the most casual game in the world. There's tennis if you want to get a little bit more hardcore. There's a lot of different things on that game that everybody could enjoy. And also, it promoted movement and physical fitness to a degree. It more of promoted physical fitness for old people, which again, I know I keep saying this, but that's what really made me surprised that the Nintendo Switch has actually surpassed that console. Like I said, it was everywhere. And the Nintendo Switch I haven't seen anywhere. That being said, every single person I know, pretty much, has a Nintendo Switch. Now, do they all still play it all the time? Not really, but I know most people have a Nintendo Switch just because it has that portable element. And I think that is why it succeeded so much. It had that hybrid element so people could play it on the go and at home. It's this genius idea that the Nintendo Wii U tried a little bit by letting someone use the TV while you played the game on that little tablet, but it didn't go all the way. And now that Nintendo finally did with the Switch, you can see the results. People love the DS, they loved the Game Boy, and those things sold like crazy. That's why this is the fastest selling home console, not fastest selling handheld, because handhelds have always been a crazy market because so many people buy them because they're so convenient. So now you've got the convenience with the ability to play it on a bigger screen when you get home. Another thing about the Nintendo Switch is that it feels a lot more supported by third parties. Yeah, the Wii had support, but man, later on in its life cycle, after a couple years, there were so many shovelware titles. I remember when I was working at GameStop, we had the Wii section, and it just covered like 2 or 3 of these massive shelving units, and they were just jam-packed full of shovelware. It was so hard to find the real games from the just junk because they were buried in it. Companies knew that the Nintendo Wii was sold to people that didn't play games and to little children, so they knew they could pump out absolute garbage on this thing. And that's not saying that there isn't garbage on the Switch. There's just a lot less of it. But that being said, the Wii did have some amazing titles and really did make sense why it sold so many units. I know Twilight Princess technically also came out on the GameCube, but most people played it on the Wii. New Super Mario Bros. For the Wii was awesome. Super Mario Galaxy, I don't even need to say anything about those two games. Those games are phenomenal. The Metroid Prime Trilogy Collection, now again, those were GameCube games, but the fact that you could use motion controls on the Wii, awesome. Same with Resident Evil 4. It's funny, a lot of people count out Nintendo when it comes to the big system. It's always that war of Microsoft versus Sony, because it seems like those are the ones that are always at war, but Nintendo just kind of goes off and does their own weird thing, and it's because of that weird thing that they do so well. Although I mostly hated motion controls, there were a lot of great games that took advantage of it, and especially when it was a Nintendo-made game. Although on the Switch, I would argue has even better versions or iterations of games that were on the Wii, And honestly, some are considered the best in the series. So it again makes sense why it's selling so well. Breath of the Wild, a lot of people consider that one of the best of the series. Super Mario Odyssey, that game is phenomenal. I love that game to death. And again, it makes sense why it's a system seller. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has so many freaking characters, so many stages, so much stuff going on, so much just content packed in, is again considered one of the best of the series. Now, of course, there's gonna be a lot of people who say Melee is the best, but we're comparing it to the Wii right now, and I think everybody agrees that it's better than Brawl. Luigi's Mansion 3! We didn't even have a Luigi's Mansion 2 on the Wii. So the fact that they're reviving some of these old series is another reason why people are buying this system. I mean, Pokemon Snap had another sequel on this system. They're also bringing people that are fans of mostly handheld games like Fire Emblem to this home console hybrid by putting Fire Emblem on it. There's also a lot of really great indie games that have a port on the Switch that just makes sense because it is a handheld system, like Hades and Stardew Valley. Back when the Wii was out, it was Xbox 360 and PS3. I mean, the graphics, it was like night and day. Now you could argue it's kind of the same sort of situation, but man, that portable aspect really sells it and makes sense why there's so many of those ports that have come from those systems and have been ported over to this one. Even though a lot of those games have lost their graphical fidelity, a lot of people kind of push that part aside because they can play it wherever they want. And another thing that I feel like the Switch is kind of cheating with, and another reason why it's outselling the Wii, is because nobody really bought a Wii U. So Nintendo took most of the amazing games from the Wii U and put them on the Switch. So all of those people that missed out were like, well, why would I buy a Wii U when I can just buy a Switch, thus selling more Switch systems and getting more people to play these great games. So as annoyed as a lot of people are, it makes sense why Nintendo is doing it. I just hope that the Mario Kart we have is really not the only Mario Kart until the next generation comes out. Of course, there's those rumors of the new Mario Kart game coming out, but I want something confirmed. Another reason the Switch is doing so well is because of its online component. Yeah, the Nintendo Wii had online, but I don't really know anybody that used it, and it wasn't that great. It's still not that great on the Switch, but it's a hell of a lot better than it used to be on the Wii. So as much as I love Sony and Microsoft for continually trying to push the limit of what video games can do with graphics and just technical know-how, I will always be happy about Nintendo sitting in the corner, doing their own weird thing, and you know what? It's working out for them. It's insane that the Switch has become the fastest selling home console of all time, but it makes sense. Thanks for watching, everybody. Comment down below what your favorite Nintendo Switch game is. Like the video if you guys liked it. Subscribe for more content, and as always, have a fantastic day. See you, everybody.